Let's start with a quick tour to learn the major components. Now, Civil 3D is built on AutoCAD, so it has many of the same basic components of AutoCAD and then some. For example, it has the Start tab where you can open, create new drawing, access recent drawings, and even access your Vim 360 account and many other things. I'll go ahead and open the drawing. And now, that we're in the drawing, we'll be able to talk about some of the other user interface components. Here at the top left corner is that big blue C for Civil 3D, and if I click that, it expands what's called the application menu. This area is called the drawing area, and in this particular drawing, I have 3 viewports, but all 3 of them together represents the drawing area. Down here at the bottom, I've got the command line. In the command line is a kind of a chat window and used to communicate back and forth with Civil 3D at the top of the screen. I have the ribbon, and the ribbon is where I am going to launch most of the commands that I use in Civil 3D. On the left side of the screen, I see the tool space, and you can see that the tool is made up of multiple tabs: Prospector, Settings, Survey, and Toolbox. Those are the main components of a Civil 3D user interface, but to finish the full list of components, I'm gonna call up a few kinds of random tools. The first one is the Inquiry tool. I'll go to analyze the top of the ribbon and launch Inquiry tool over here on the right. And the reason I brought this up is it's kind of its own user interface component. It's unique. With this tool, you can query your drawing for information about coins, service alignment, and so on. Another kind of random user interface on it is the panorama. To see the panoramic, I go to the Home tab, expand here, work as palettes, and now click this icon for the event viewer. Now, the panorama can house a plot of different information. In this case, we're calling up events information, which are things to be happen in your drawings, errors, and things like that you may need to know about. You can see currently that my event viewer is black, but really what I'm talking about here is the panorama window, and there's some unique behavior with the panorama window. For example, I can collapse and expand it. I can control things like transparency and whether it's auto-hidden. It is own kind of palette and some specific uses with Civil 3D.
Transparent commands. It's over at the right of the screen. And these are few unique toolbar that you only find in Civil 3D. Let's click this one and drag it so that the other toolbar will hide beneath it. These are specific drafting tools that make use of some of the functionality in Civil 3D. Using the application menu. Before you do anything in Civil 3D, you need to open a drawing. And that done within addition with the Start tab, the application menu. So let's start to the application menu as our first detail tool. You will find the application menu under the big blue C at the top left corner of the screen. Click that location so you can see the commands that listed there. Let's start by simply opening a drawing. Now click open and click drawing and open. Now let's go back to the application menu and talk about some of the different menus and commands that we see there. We see a new menu where you can start a new drawing or new sheet set. You can open a number of different kinds of file. And notice that drawing is not the only file. You can save the file you're working in, or you can save it as a different file name or file type. You can export what's in your drawing to a bunch of different formats. You can publish what you're working on to additional formats, even 3D printing as you see at the top, or e-transmit, or sending the drawing, as well as supporting files that may need to go with it. Printing and plugging are stored in the print menu. From here, you can take your drawing and plug it to a paper or even 3D printed. Drawing utilities, where you can do things like compare to drawing to see where the changes are, add it to the drawing, and remove any errors that might be inside of it, or even access drawing settings to control some of the behavior of the drawing. Close has multiple options. You can close current drawings or close all drawings that currently have open, which by the way, it is possible to open multiple drawings in Civil 3D.
Here at the top, wherein you can search in command. If you cannot quite remember the commands, you can just type line, and then it will show here the commands and also the commands that have been used quietly. And then we have the recent documents in this part. This is where you can find the documents that you have opened recently. So you can see that all the files that you have opened, you can easily access them, and you can control them by going to the ordered list by their date, and then you can control their displays. It's either you want small icon or larger icon. And you can also pin them here part. If you don't know what is in this drawing, you can just pin and you can view what is inside, and you will have an idea what is inside of these files. And at the bottom you can see the options command. A lots of different settings inside of our AutoCAD and 3D CV environment. And simply you have the exit. If you double click this icon, it will exit you out to the Civil 3D. Typically,